Right.
That was me when I first started out doing photography, and then you're like, all your camera gear cannot get wet.
Yeah, but now you just kind of like,
And it was like, yeah.
Hey
Hi guys.
My name is Matt. I'm here with the Iceberg Media team, and we have a special guest here for you. Her name is Rachel, and she is a co-founder of Namaste Teepees.
Very, very grateful for you to join us today.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you for asking me.
Yeah. So, as we usually do this, we'll start off with the icebreakers.
Icebreakers. So
I'm excited about this part.
we were talking about the icebreakers before we started shooting, and everyone's like, "Ooh, that's such a good
We got a
question."
really good one today.
Good one.
Sorry. The icebreaker question for tonight is: what are some old relationship gestures people don't do anymore?
It's a good one.
Our relationship gestures.
Yeah, it's a good one. There's so many, I reckon, but what comes to mind for me, which is the good old mixtapes. Do you remember the mixtapes?
Oh yes, the cassette ones.
The cassette
That you just
ones, yeah.
record
Used to
when-
record, especially from the radio
I
or
used
something
to
like
hate
that.
the DJs for speaking in
Into the
too
intro,
early,
and you'd be like,
and
oh, they
you go,
ruined
damn,
my
I gotta wait
song.
for the next round.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I remember
But you'd
that.
always like try to make a theme about your mixtape.
I used to make it for my wife.
Oh, that's so
Like
romantic.
a special mixtape.
What do they
You
do?
saw me.
What would they do now?
All the
It'd be
names
like
of all the
playlist?
songs.
a pod,
playlist.
yeah.
Yeah.
A mixed playlist or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Do you still have it?
Actually do. I do have.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cute.
You should one day
a
just
few
whip it
Brian
out,
and Brian
Just
and the-
play it in the house,
You should.
and then see her reaction.
Oh, true.
We do play it actually.
Just
We
for
still-
an-
I actually
a hell
still
of a
keep
night,
one
yeah.
of my cassette player radio thingies. Still.
Just for
It's
that.
you got to
That's
keep
cool.
that,
Yeah.
yeah. And it always has to. If you bring it out, it has to be on a night where it's not a major night. It's just an everyday night.
Yeah.
And that, the gesture makes it even more.
I don't know why it's a bit nostalgic. Like when you listen to a tape sound, it's different from a CD or anything else.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's the same like people who say, "Oh, I
The
like
records.
records,"
Yeah.
and then
Gramophones.
my dad has still got one, and then he refused. He just picked it up from those
Recycling or
recycling
kind of like
thingy,
secondhand
and then
shop.
he just,
Yeah.
oh look, this is a record player, and then he started putting it. He just go pick up any sort of records that he has.
Anytime.
And it starts playing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
mixtapes are pretty good. I
Mixtapes,
like
okay.
them. Yeah.
Okay.
Another one is writing love letters.
Yes.
Actual handwritten love
Yeah.
letters, like none of this text and type and stuff.
Oh.
I'm
Yeah.
talking
I
grab
kind
a
of-
pen and paper and a really nice scented perfume. You get grab a
Yes,
paper perfume.
yeah,
Oh my
textured
God.
paper,
Right on there, yeah.
art paper, recycled paper.
Recycled paper. Oh my god, you used to make the homemade recycled paper. It was
Yeah.
so
Oh,
good.
no,
yeah.
really?
Homemade
Oh, you
recycled,
make it
and then
yourself?
yeah, and you
Oh,
like you
okay.
put it in there,
Wow,
and
that's
then
different.
and then you'd fold it up, and you'd make your own envelope to go with it as
Oh,
well.
that's
That
and then
is
you'd spray your
effort.
perfume on it.
That's cool.
I
That
remember
is so
those
much
days.
effort. I love that.
I haven't done
And then you
that
make your
for a
own
while,
like
so,
stamps,
yes.
like the one with the
The
like
wax.
you try and do your own wax. and
Oh,
then-
the wax! I
and
haven't
then
done
just seal it. You
that.
go, "Ugh, no one opens this besides you.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah,
that-
but then the delivery time was like a bit of a downer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
You get
that's
30
true.
days to arrive to somewhere. Some pen pal. You guys,
It's like
Oh,
I
the
might as
old
well
pen
walk
pal.
to their
But
place.
it depends. Yeah, you could either hand deliver it, or you
Oh,
like
yeah.
put it in their school bag. You know,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. that's true.
in the locker.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like,
but
I'm
then
talking
nowadays
like way
people
back
call
in
you a
school.
creep for putting stuff in their bag.
That is true.
That is very true. Or writing you a letter. I saw you walking down the street
I
the
know a
other
few
day.
people that still actually
Golf.
write letters. Yeah, I know a few people around my age that still write love
Actual
letters.
hand letters?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually good because you actually practice to sort of say what you really mean, but
You
then
take the
you
time.
you take your
Yeah.
time, and then you're not saying something out for no reason.
I find that I get a cramp now. Like I
Yeah.
used to write really
I think
lovely.
everyone nowadays
Yeah.
will have really bad handwriting.
Yeah, and now I just
Yeah.
find that
Yeah.
I'm just the worst handwriting
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
And
no one
Yeah.
really writes anymore, like handwrites.
Like,
anymore.
And
Everyone's
how many
typing.
times does your partner always say to you, "Sorry, Ralph, but can you
Doctor's
write
handwriting.
this? Can you write this for me because your handwriting's
It's
better?"
nicer, yeah.
And you're like, "No, it's not."
Yeah. Like in Asia, a lot of them still write like a typewriter, like really
Wow.
cursive
It's
ones,
like
and then they're
calligraphy
all
and
the
stuff.
same height.
I could never do cursive.
No,
I was
because we
never
used to have
taught.
like little booklets that you have lines on it. That
Yeah.
you can actually write all the time.
Oh wow.
And the teacher would used to get you to write like, let's say 2 pages long of a letter, and you basically fill out like maybe 100 characters
So are you,
Whereas here they go, oh, just do 2 lines and then you go like.
so is everyone
Yeah.
here
Well done.
right-handed?
Golden
Yeah.
star for you.
Yeah, right-handed,
Right-handed.
right-handed.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you're left-handed.
No, I'm right-handed.
No,
I'm
no.
actually both hands, but I can mainly do
cool.
right-handed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's the
Wow.
term for that where you can write?
Is it ambi?
Ambidextrous.
That's it, ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Or
so
weird.
cool.
One of the two.
No, the first one's cooler.
But I can actually text with both hands. You
I
know, back in
can't do
those days
that.
when you do SMS?
Yeah,
with
can't do
with the
that.
multi-click ones?
What?
Oh,
Can you?
it's probably before your days.
Oh, you mean like the
Used to-
Nokia?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Nokia
Oh,
ones.
is
But
You
it
go,
like-
what, you use 2 phones at the same time?
yeah, you can text with both hands.
Is that the one with
Oh,
like
okay.
a bunch of letters in one number? And
Yes.
you double, yeah.
The real
Yeah.
SMS.
The
mean,
real
like-
SMS.
Yeah.
Or real text.
I could text with a Nokia phone without looking. I can be like, "La, la, la,
Yeah,
la, la,
you can
la,
do it
la."
with one hand. Just go, yeah, when I'm
Yeah.
talking to you, I can still text.
But I couldn't do it with like I couldn't text with 2 phones with 2 hands.
Yeah.
That would
I
be
mean-
just too like, oh my god, too
Yeah.
much for me. Yeah.
Imagine 2 different conversations at the same time in your brain.
Answering yourself back over
Yeah.
an argument. I didn't mean that. Yes, you did.
And I think there's something different with like you can feel the buttons than with a
Yeah.
flat screen. And
Yeah.
I always,
It's like touch typing.
Yeah.
You know, once you know where your finger sits, I think I remember when I first came to Australia, like touch typing was the big thing that
the big all and end all.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
In
will sit
terms
you in
of
front of a
employment.
massive typewriter and then they have like little index thingy. That
And they used to cover it up with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
testing, and
yeah.
you'd be like this.
Yeah, but this is kind of funny. He's kind of gone to a different angle
Yeah.
of this
Oh yeah,
icebreaker.
Yeah.
back to the old gestures.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gestures, yeah.
People don't type anymore even.
No, they don't.
You
type
got like
letters
Google
or
Notes,
anything,
you can
yeah.
actually speak and then it will type out for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
that's-
always like it's they're still working on it. Like how you know when you speak to your phone and it comes out different. Like when you
Yeah.
want to call someone and it calls someone else.
So
But
someone
it
else,
now
yeah.
also, it kind of actually recognizes Asian accent now.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
What?
they're definitely
pretty good.
developing a lot of like AI and stuff, so you
Yeah.
can
That is
kind of
so
learn.
cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
And scary.
So
Yeah.
beware of Terminator,
yeah.
Definitely coming out, I tell you.
Skynet.
Yeah.
I
before
can
you
never
know it.
predict what they're doing with technology now.
Well, they're monitoring every single word that you say.
Yeah,
That's what you
gosh.
sign up for in any apps. There's a little
So
fine
they
print that will
hear
collect all the
every
data. for you.
conversation
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it's always like, don't you think like it's always a
There's always
coincidence that
something
you,
happening.
when
yeah.
you're saying something, then it happens to pop out on the on
an ad or something.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is getting
it's
very
true.
So
controversial.
that's a real thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I
real.
thought that was a what?
No, it's real.
Yeah, it's real.
real.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Can we get someone to verify this? Please comment under.
That is so.
It's very controversial right now.
You can tell this is fake. Jen is genuine about this.
No, I'm like genuinely scared now. It's like
Be careful what you say.
Yeah, that's why information is probably more
More
expensive
Yeah.
Yeah,
than
absolutely.
actual currency. Be careful.
huh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how do we get to this? From romantic gesture to
think-
breaching privacy.
I think going back to our question, I think one of a really big thing that people don't do, which kind of links back a little bit to Namaste, is they just don't spend quality time together
Yeah.
anymore.
Yes.
So I'm not talking like having something to do, like go to the movies or something.
Yeah.
I'm talking like sitting and actually just spending time
Yeah.
with each other.
Not like Netflix and chill.
No, it's like actually talking or doing something where there isn't something else in between you.
Yeah.
Like spending
Matt's thinking
quality
about something
time.
else.
Like we were talking
I
before
don't know.
about, jumping in the car and going parking.
Yeah.
And
I used to
sitting
go out and watch outdoor movies
Yeah, and you watch that. But again,
in
you.
the car.
But
That is so-
again, you're watching an outdoor movie. You're not taking that time just
Interacting
to
with each other.
interact
Oh, yeah.
to
Yeah.
actually sit and talk.
That's
which
true.
is why our motto as such
Mm.
is bringing the romance back one
Yeah.
TP at a time. So
I must admit, I
spending
actually
time
don't do that
together.
enough as well.
Yeah, I
Time
definitely
is-
don't. I'll
yeah.
definitely
Time
don't
is
spend
precious.
enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Like
never.
we live in such a fast-paced, busy life now. Everybody's working. Girls and
Yeah.
boys are working.
That's
now.
also one of our main
Falls.
focus why we're doing
Do
the
this.
podcast, because we don't spend enough time as it is.
Talking
So
to
this
each
gives
other.
us a little bit of time to spend some time to chat.
And actually talk
Yeah.
to each other
Yeah.
outside of work.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the whole idea of the podcast started. Was we were having.
Good chats.
Yeah, we were just talking over food, and we're like, we should have a podcast.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Conversation.
Where's
Yeah.
the food?
Hidden
We'll have
away.
some food outside.
Hidden
Got
away.
some-
Hidden
got some
away.
chicken outside.
They didn't want to hear me and see me going like a pig.
We did have another topic that we were gonna do, like having chili wings. But then Andrea is not a chili eater.
No.
So-
I will raise my hand. I mean, free chili wings. Heck
Please
yeah.
vote if you want to see us eat them.
Eat chili wings. I will,
Spicier the better.
I will watch,
Spicy
but I
wings.
definitely wouldn't go in on that.
Yeah.
I have a quick story about spicy things. I was at my friend's wedding, and this was the day before. JJ, this is your wedding, okay? So we were just at a hotel at the Westin, and then after we had a few drinks and stuff, and then we went down to Huckster Burger, which is just next door. You know, we can
Yeah,
just come
yeah.
down,
Yeah.
go to the burger place, order a burger, come back up, okay? So anyway, we ordered our burger. I think myself and a friend, we ordered the same burger. I just said no tomatoes, no pickles, because that's just me. And then I went to the bathroom and I came back, and then everyone's eating the burger. I was like, okay, cool. Start eating my burger, and I was like, man, this is hot. Like, of course I've had a few drinks. I'm like, this is really weird. Like, why is it hot? And I was like,
Is it spicy or?
yeah, spicy. So I was like, guys, why is this so hot? And I keep eating. I think I was just really hungry. Why is it spicy? I'm like, no, it's not spicy. I'm like, dude, try it. And he tried it. It's like, no, it's not spicy. And I was like, guys, this is really spicy. And I keep eating it. And I give it to someone else. And he's like, yeah, this is kind of spicy. I'm like, guys, I can't eat this anymore. Anyway, this was a week later. I knew they sabotaged it, but I didn't have confirmation. So I was like, dude, you put hot sauce in my burger, didn't you? And he's like, yeah.
And you loved it.
And I
You
was
kept
like,
eating.
Oh my
you
God.
you guys ruined my dinner. So,
So
yeah.
what, you're hooked now?
No, I'm not hooked.
That's
Not
such a
it.
good idea. I'm gonna do that to my
No, don't do it.
friends.
Because it can just ruin the meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially you get like $20 burger.
You ruined my morning.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the next morning.
It was
It was
crazy
spi-
spicy.
it
It will
was
change the
spicy.
whole dynamic of the taste.
Yeah.
The chili.
Yeah.
I mean,
Depends.
I
Like,
guess
a bit of spice
depending-
is good though,
yeah.
but if it if it's overpowering, then
Yeah. Mm.
I love spicy. That's why I want to take that spicy wing challenge.
Yeah.
Do
you
it.
can. More than happy to be the referee.
Have a. Can you take spicy?
I can take spicy, but to a certain extent. You know.
Oh, so it's between
I
you
didn't-
two.
I didn't start off-
It's a chicken off.
Honestly, I didn't start off eating chili when I was younger until like I think there must be like an age thing when you get to a certain stage you kind of
Yeah.
like numb to certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine is more like I avoided it when I was a kid, but then growing up, it kind of added not flavor, but like interest when you eat. Like it's just different. Like it's an experience when you eat spicy, and then you keep eating it. It's like it's not that bad. And then
Yeah.
next minute, I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
You're
It's too much.
sweating.
Yeah.
And like, oh, red.
That's cool.
I'm
That's
chugging
cool.
that.
Yeah. But it was really cool to actually know that the business model itself actually supports that kind of.
Yeah.
Value.
The
I think the
value.
value itself is
Yeah.
very important because
Because when you first introduced it to me, I was like, man, this like you're the only one on the market. Now it's like
There's quite a
there's
few of
quite
us, but the
of them.
best part is that we actually all really support each other.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
That's cool.
even we sort of help each other out with if we have too many
Yeah.
bookings or anything like that, even just questions or anything.
Mm.
We do have a really good little community happening.
Well, Perth is small as well. Like it's once you know someone, you probably like 2 or 3 degrees of separation of
yeah.
people
Yeah.
that you already know or connected.
Yep. We all know Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of him?
I'm not a big fan of him. Also, Kevin, I do like his movies, but we're also there was that whole game, the six separations, 6
Yeah.
degrees
Yeah, yeah,
separations.
yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
So
That's
we're
true.
all related in one way.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did your company? How did you come up with that idea?
How do we come up with it? That's actually an interesting question. Came up over a couple of bottles of champagne one night. Myself and Angela, my friend, we sat together. We were trying to justify and figure out what we're going to do for her birthday party. So she really wanted the whole boho teepee and everything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we thought, well, I go crazy and go big with every event that I do. So,
Like 500 of them.
so I was like, oh, okay, so we can do this, we can do that in the backyard, it'll be all great. And then I started scrolling through and I found this most beautiful teepee.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, we need to justify this spend now.
Yeah, yeah.
How are we going to justify this spend of money? And then we overnight that we started talking at 10 p.m. 4 a.m. we had our business plan.
Yeah,
our
I remember
business
you were saying that it
name.
was pretty fast, so then you came up with
all
that.
overnight. We had a business plan, our name, our logo, all done and dusted by 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
That is
So,
so good.
yeah, and a couple of bottles of champagne were finished. Yeah.
Well, that's the creative juice there.
That was
Finish
a
off the
creative
start.
juice, yeah. That was a creative juice. But Angela came up with the name, and we love the name,
Yeah.
the Namaste. It's very much the relaxation of it, but it's spelt the STAY,
Yeah, right,
which
yeah.
means come and stay a while.
Yeah.
Relax and stay with us in our tiffy.
Yeah. I was so intrigued with the creative process of how you actually make almost every setup different.
Completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
We really try to make sure that every single time it's a unique time,
Yeah.
so that even if you come back and we have had repeat clients,
Yeah.
if you come back, it's a totally different feeling for you. So
Yeah.
we always try to make sure. Sometimes we've even challenged ourselves that I want to make the exact same thing, and we just can't do it now.
Yeah.
So even with
That's
the same
actually
stuff,
good thing because it keeps you fresh.
keeps us fresh. Yeah.
You're not having to tie down with like set products that people keep asking for it and then they get sick of it.
Well, we actually did think about that at the beginning. We thought, oh, well, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do our packages and stuff?
Yeah.
And we thought, well, maybe we just get a set package and you get this every single time. And we just couldn't do it. The next picnic came up and we're like, oh, but what about this? Oh, we could just throw this in. Oh, it'd be
Yeah.
really good if we had this.
Yeah.
And we just went, you know what, let's not stifle ourselves. Let's just
Yeah.
go crazy. And that's the whole idea of the Big Pamper package. It's just whatever we got, we throw it in.
So the groups that you do vary in sizes.
They do. So
Yeah.
our date nights, usually 2 people.
Yep.
Not always just one. Usually 2 people. Awkward.
Imagine if there was one.
Yeah.
And then just eat the grape.
Taking selfies.
Yeah.
Awkward. But no, so it usually goes from 2 for the date nights, and then our biggest that we've had is up to 50 people.
Oh,
on the
wow.
low tables.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
Okay.
crazy.
So
Okay,
50 people,
50.
and we can go as big as we want. We can go
Yeah.
even bigger.
Festival like.
Is it always
Yeah.
outdoors?
Most of the time, it's outdoors.
Yeah.
We can cater inside. We've done ones where we've come into people's houses.
Yeah.
The wife has taken the hubby for a walk with the dog.
Oh,
and then-
just a surprise
yeah.
kind of thing?
Yeah, as a surprise,
Oh,
and they've
so
left the
fast.
key or the garage door open for us, and we'll go in while they're on their walk, set it up in the lounge room or in the backyard, and then disappear, and then they'll come home and bam, there's the
Yeah.
teepee and
Such a good
everything. Yeah,
idea.
it's all lit up and it has the food and the candles and
Oh,
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
cool. That's really
But how
cool.
does in terms of client relationship, how do you maintain it? Like, because I guess you were mentioning earlier that a lot of your clients don't see you or you don't
Yeah,
see
we
them.
actually, a lot of our clients, especially our date nights, we don't meet them, so we don't see them at all. We
So
are
you
there.
blindfold them?
Yeah, well, we talk a lot through Messenger
Okay.
or through text message or email.
Yeah.
You can get us in all different ways of forms of communication. But on the actual one, especially for date nights, the person
Yeah.
who's organising the date or the surprise, we will talk with them and we'll send them the location on the actual day. And then we tell them where their little picnic oasis will be. And then we'll set it up and then we'll run and hide back to our car or behind a bush.
Binoculars.
Yeah, and just sort of sit there and stare away.
Yeah.
We've even had times where we've seen the car come in, and we're like, oh my god, they're parked next to us. Lie back. So we're laid back and hidden down so they can't see us, and hoping they can't see the Namaste TP on our shirts or something.
So that would be a fun thing as well.
It is, because you'll spend time, you're very time pressured when they're first arriving, because you've got to make sure that you get there on
Yeah.
time, and you don't want to be still setting up when they
Yeah,
arrive.
yeah.
So you're pumping away, and sometimes it's hot. It's
Yeah.
hot days, and you're carrying all this stuff, and you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah,
Why
I
am
remember that pressure when I was filming the engagement as well.
Oh yeah, I put that
Oh,
pressure
yeah,
on you
yeah.
though.
I was like waiting and then
Wait, what happened with the story?
well, we filmed like a surprise proposal.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Oh my
for
gosh.
Rachel.
For me, so I proposed to my man.
Yeah, and
Oh
then
my
it was
I had Z in the bush,
I was hiding in the bush.
and Kelly was joining you too.
Yeah.
That is so cute. What
Our photographer Kelly was hiding in the bush as well, and then we had all of our friends around the corner,
Yeah.
and they're all hiding in their cars, and he had no idea.
Yeah.
I saw the video. He's just walking like, huh?
He thought
Why
it
is
was
there a
going to a
sign
birth-
pointing that way?
And I saw him looking at the champagne bottle. I was like, huh?
Yeah, he didn't quite click at all the things,
Yeah.
but he thought he was going to his best friend's daughter's 13th birthday party, and he saw his name engraved, and he's like, oh, did everybody get a sign? And then he's like reading through the signs that I had there about, how much I love you and my feelings for you. And he's like, oh, he loves me. He started to get a little worried. And then he kind of clicked and he said to Angela, this isn't a birthday party, is it? She's like, just keep walking. And then, then he came up to me and he said yes. So that was great.
cute.
Yeah, I was very nervous.
I love that.
Yeah, I kind of got like really, you can feel the emotion as well, because once you do it and you go, oh yeah, this is so cool, and then that kind of applies to how you do to your clientele
To the
as well.
clientele,
Like every time
absolutely,
you,
yeah. I mean,
the
I even
feeling
get
of it.
nervous for
Yeah.
them when they start to arrive.
The
Like
new
I start to
stamps
get the
and everything.
feeling, because we know what they're celebrating. So we know if it's just because they're in love, or if it's a wedding anniversary, or a proposal, or birthdays. We've had almost every celebration you could think of.
Yeah.
And we've had the children book a date night for their parents' anniversary, and it's just
That's
so
nice, yeah.
beautiful watching them bring
The
up
story
their
as well
parents.
behind it as well.
And you see them arrive, and you see them like hug, and they take photos, and we're in the background crying, and we're like, "This is why we do it. This is why we do
This
it."
is, I think, it's also part of like how when we originally said like the creative process of how we should interview other creatives, and that passion is not always been seen by other people.
Exactly,
the
yeah.
behind
I
the
mean,
scenes and
don't get
the
us wrong.
emotions
We're
like,
not
yeah.
stalking. We're not stalking. We don't stay and watch for the whole
Yeah.
picnic. We
Just make sure that it
Yeah.
we
runs
just make
smoothly
sure that it
first.
runs smoothly, that
Yeah.
it's the right people at the picnic, no one's stealing anything.
Yeah.
And then once they're all settled, then we disappear. We go down to the local pub for 2 hours, and then we come back, and we don't pressure our clients either. Like, we understand this is a special moment.
Yeah.
You don't exactly want someone to come running up with a trolley behind you, go, oh, hey, time to go. So we just lay back in the car again, and we just wait until they all disappear, and then we're just the magic fairies that come and clean it up.
I guess it's also like once you get them, it's like a lifelong clients. as
Yes,
well. Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, we follow a lot of our clients back as well afterwards, and we see, from baby showers to their first
Yeah,
to their
the
baby,
referrals is there, yeah.
and we see them grow up, and it's lovely. Or you see the engagements through to the weddings.
Yeah.
We did an engagement hens night, and then we saw the wedding. It was really lovely.
I think Namaste TV is like what, 2 years, 3 years?
We're 2.5.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
because I
3 in
think
July.
I remember when we were doing it, we were still starting up our iceberg, so it was about the same
About the
time
same
frame.
time,
yeah.
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 So
So it's good to see the growth in that.
it's grown just so big in the small amount of time. It's just the support and the love's been amazing for us.
And Perth is also very amazing that they can actually support small businesses in such a way that they
Absolutely.
that the
Other,
hand they actually
other
put their hand up
cities,
for
like, can't really
no.
support. Yeah.
But I guess other cities is a little bit bigger that they're too segmented.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah,
Perth is
yeah.
very
Yeah.
considered still very small.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still red tape and stuff you have to do, but in that regards, they're still very open in regard to like help you out if you've got a different idea, and they're like, oh yeah, you can do it this way, or
yeah.
Everyone's pretty friendly.
yeah,
I'll
very
say,
friendly. No, I've
yeah.
never really had anybody say no, we don't want you, or no, you can't do it.
I guess the main idea behind it is also how do you keep yourself ahead of the curve?
Well, that's true. It's really hard because, I mean, like we said, when we first started, there was only, I think we were the third picnic company, third or fourth that were around in Perth. And then, of course, we've had a huge growth spurt in that area. And I think from the last look around, there's about 32 in Perth.
32.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That, like,
That's a lot in
increased
2.5
by
years.
It's huge. It's
Tons.
very popular right now.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone will do our best to support each other in that, but I don't think the industry can keep
Yeah.
that sustaining for too long. So you always have to sort of think about what can you do to keep your company, or your name and your ideas fresh, so that people still going, oh, I still want to come back to Namaste.
Yeah.
And why do they keep coming back to you?
Yeah, I think even for how we look at it, it's also building the brand name itself.
Absolutely,
You can't, even though they are doing it the same price or same product, or there's
I think-
a
and-
branding element and the personal element.
Yeah, and I
behind-
think you can tell when you look at certain picnic companies in Perth, you can tell the certain styles, and that's what people, they either like your style or they don't.
That's right.
You
yeah.
can't push it onto somebody, and I think that's what we love, is that if people have come to us, well then that means that they love what we do,
Yeah.
and it makes us even go even better for them.
Yeah, I think that's how we see it as well.
Yeah.
Like there are clients, like I usually tell
Just-
either Andrea or Matt, I was like, these are the clients that this is how much I value it, and there are certain areas where you might not be sure whether they are the right type of client. They go, "Oh, we should let it go."
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the thing is, if you think to yourself, should I let it go, and they come back, well, there's a reason.
we
There's a
we have
reason,
situations
you know what I
like
mean?
that as well.
Yeah, I
there's-
remember
there's
that.
a reason. There's a reason for them coming back to you.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's such a hard thing too, because you don't always want to be changing what you do all the time, because you want to be known as for what you do.
Yeah,
It's true.
But you also still want to keep yourself fresh.
Yeah.
Because
that's
doing the
very
same
true.
thing
Like
over and over and over.
I find it like when I first started out, I was doing it for my clients. For the like I don't know about you guys, but when I first started off, I found that I was doing photos. Yeah, I can do really good photos, but then clients were telling you what they wanted in terms of photos and looks and stuff like that.
Yep.
Then I got to a stage where I just get no, I can't do this anymore. It just kills your
it
creativity.
totally kills your creativity.
And then I just said, no, I'm just gonna go with my own style. It's the same like when at the stage I was doing a lot of comps, like competitions, to be like, oh, so good. But then you only get to a point. Yes, it doesn't reflect to your bank balance.
It so doesn't reflect. It doesn't
Yeah.
reflect. And it's, this is probably really bad. But another reason why I love having Namaste around is that I get to go shopping.
yeah,
And I get to say, oh,
endless budget.
I get to, oh, that's for Namaste. Oh, that's for Namaste. Walk into my house. Wasn't that for Namaste? In a picnic. Wasn't that in a picnic?
Tax deductibles.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
used already, you know.
It's
like,
used in a
yeah,
picnic, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden it accidentally finds its way
Yeah.
stored in my house. You know?
That's very cool actually, because your item can be anything.
It can be anything, and a lot of
Yeah.
the time too, I will, because I sit late at night, because it's the only time I get to sort of like think alone at night, and I'll come in and I'll be sitting there and I'll start to think about how I'm going to style the picnic and what I'm going to do, and I'm looking around my house, so I'm just like, oh, I could put that in there. Oh, I could put that in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I could put that in there. So even though I've got like 2 sheds full of stuff, I still grab stuff from home and throw things from home into it. So,
Yeah.
And your partner walks in like, wait, what happened?
yeah. He's
Yeah.
Like, did we get robbed?
Where's the whole table and why is everything on the floor?
That's like my problem. That's when you get a bigger place like this.
Yeah.
To store some stash it around.
Yeah.
We started off with a small little package. It fitted into the back room. Then it kind of grew a little bit more until it took over the whole house, front room,
Oh,
lounge
no.
room,
Oh my
everything.
So now you have to rent out like a container.
Yes, so
to
now
fill
we
it.
have a storage shed because
Yeah,
my
okay.
partner was like, "Come on now."
Out of control.
Out of control completely.
That's smart.
Plus,
That's
he,
smart,
you know,
though.
now he doesn't see how much we've got. So, oops, sorry. Now he's going to want to see the shed. It's all for Namaste, yeah. But I mean, that was one thing that we did discuss anyway, Angela and I, right at the beginning. We said, okay, you know what? Let's take 2 years and just push everything back into the company.
Yeah.
Buy what we need to buy the bigger items and stuff like that as we start getting more picnics in, buy the more expensive things that,
Yeah.
that are there. And then after a couple of years, you don't have to, you're not meant to keep
Yeah.
spending.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like us at the
Yeah.
moment.
Because we kind of like went a bit all out. In
You
the
do at
past
the
year.
beginning, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. We
But
kind
it's
of have to. Like,
yeah.
it's one of those things that if you want to
Especially for
be
you guys, technology, you've got to keep up with it and everything.
that, it's in some points it gets a bit too crazy. Like I must admit that I still I'm pretty much of a bad influence. I'll keep sending them messages at the middle of the night. Say, look at this gear.
Yeah, I
Ange
try
and I are
to.
the
I try
same.
to ignore it.
Right. Ange and I are definitely the same. Like, at the beginning, we were like, oh my God, what about this? Oh my God, what about that? I think I was banned. Ange used to ban me from going on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
she was like, oh my God, we're not going to grabbing things again. Yeah, just got about 10 things to go pick up. It's all good.
Yeah.
I think our first trip into Kmart and Target, we walked out with like 3 trolleys full.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But how does the
Sounds so
process
much
go?
fun.
Like when they book you and then you have like a creative idea for them, or they actually tell you an idea that they.
So we have certain packages as
Yep.
such. So we have like our rendezvous. I love the names of them. We have the rendezvous, which is like just a little small gathering, which is just basically a blanket, a little coffee table of some sort, and the picnic greys. Then we have a little bit bigger than that is the hanky panky, which everyone loves.
Ooh, the
hanky
hanky-panky.
panky. Yeah.
Is that like a hidden
What a
tent?
name.
That's when the TP comes into play.
Yeah.
And yes, the doors do close. But and then of course we have the hanky panky pamper, and that's when we just go all out. We go
Ah.
totally all out. Yeah. But then we also have like our Nudie Rudy,
Yeah.
which is the naked Nudie Rudy, yeah, which is a naked teepee. So it's just the one with the it's just one with the rods.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool.
Okay.
And it's wrapped up in fairy lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've seen something similar, but
And
Well-
then
that's
our
cool.
other package is a
Yeah.
little something something.
Yeah. We'll try and
I've got it.
insert a link for you guys to
Yeah,
check
for the
out if you guys want to
packages,
see.
yeah.
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 Yeah,
I've got a
that'd be
new
cool.
name for you, maybe. You should do eloping. Elope.
Oh, the elope
Oh.
package.
Yeah. That's gonna be like.
As long as I don't like elope and run away with our stuff.
Oh
that's
no,
fine.
no.
Yeah.
No, whenever I think of elope, I think of like fly to a different country, spend
Yeah.
glamorous,
Yeah.
I
That'd
don't
be
know.
Very
cool, like
like-
if they parachute to like the TP itself.
Yeah, or helicopter in.
Yeah.
I do want to talk to certain helicopter companies out there.
Yeah.
Love to talk to, yeah, like even
Corsair.
yeah, I've even like I've seen other ones over in other states where they've done canoeing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then up the
okay.
river is the
Oh,
picnic
that's
waiting for them. And that. It's a beautiful.
What's
idea.
that company that has that
There's a paddling one here in Perth.
Venice, what do you call that thing?
Oh yeah, I can't remember the name, but we have spoken to them, and they're beautiful people.
Yeah.
So sorry for not remembering your company's name. I'll have to edit it and put it back in.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Like
The
you know-
gondola?
Gondola,
Perth-
yeah,
Perth
Swan,
gondolas or
gondola on
something?
Swan.
Gondola on the Swan or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
so
know if
many
they-
beautiful
Yeah,
places.
I haven't seen them very often.
No, it's dependent on the water,
On the water,
the
yeah.
current. If it's too rough, they can't go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing a lot of people worry about is the weather. And
Yeah.
that does have a bit of an impact.
And it's pretty thin as well. Like if it's rough water, you will flip. I think.
Well,
Oh, I don't know
yeah.
whether you'll flip back, but yeah, it's pretty scary.
I mean, we've been very lucky, touch wood, that most of our picnics have been pretty safe from the weather. If we do know it's going to rain or stuff
Yeah.
like that, then we always give our clients opportunity to move
Like
to another day
reschedule,
or
yeah.
reschedule. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only times that we comes to anything is like if you have catering involved and it needs to be done by a certain time. But apart from that, we have a few undercover locations that we go to.
Yeah.
Keeps people dry, doesn't keep us dry. When we're setting up and everything, I remember being there in the middle of a downpour trying to take it back to the car, and of course the teepee cannot get wet. It's an
Yeah.
original teepee, it's authentic, it
Wow.
can't get wet, it'll shrink. So all we were, everyone else was running back and forth from our undercover event, and I had the teepee on my trolley with everything else, and I'm basically just like lying over the top of it, keeping it dry.
Protect the teepee!
Well, I was just getting downpoured on, and the girls were at the car going, "Oh my God, Rachel, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's dry, it's dry."
That was me when I first started out doing photography, and then you're like, all your camera
Yeah.
gear cannot get wet.
Yeah, but now you just kind of like,
And
It's
it was
like,
like, yeah.
yeah, it's
Oh,
okay,
no.
it'll evaporate. I'll use it more so it gets hot and it'll evaporate.
And my biggest thing is that I'm very much a one trip only gal. So we Tetris this poor little tiny trolley
okay.
with everything that we have. So it's like put the big table down on top of this tiny little trolley, this big
Yeah.
table, and then everything else piled up on top, and you're like one bump and you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a real skill to have.
It is,
a
and
real
it's
skill to
amazing
have.
how much you can fit in a Mazda 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fitted
Yeah,
up
that's
to a
true.
10
It's a skill.
seater. Yeah, a 10-seater picnic I've fitted into
Wow.
my Mazda 3.
Wow.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
was it legal or not legal?
Not allowed to say. Not allowed to say.
A lot of no, what do you call that? A lot of Tetris playing.
A lot of
Yeah.
Tetris
Filling in the
playing,
gaps.
Yeah, and it's funny because sometimes like you think you're doing a really good job when you're packing the car, when you're going to the place, but
Oh,
then
but-
when you come back and you repack, you're like,
You're like,
I've got more room. Yeah, all the time, smash and drop, push and drop. But then you think, oh my god, there's so much fragile stuff in there too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be us on Sunday because we're doing an expo, wedding expo, and
All
just the stuff that
you
we can
put
pack
in.
in.
Yeah.
I think that's the other aspect too, is that it may only be a 2-hour
Yeah,
picnic that you get in from us,
Hmm.
but we start
early.
you know,
Yeah.
2 or 3 days prior with the prepping, and we don't finish until like another day or so behind because we've still got
Yeah.
to clean everything.
That's true.
Thank you to my lovely Ralph who washes all the dishes all the time.
It's a lot of work behind
It's
the
a lot of work.
behind the scenes. Not many people know what we do or
And
what
you-
you guys do as well.
And if you
like,
think about it, it's
yeah.
very physical too, like especially when it comes to the big picnics. You're going to the shed, you're packing it into the car. So you've got to walk all that stuff to your car from your shed.
Yeah.
Then you've got to get to the place, walk it from the car to the actual spot. So that's why it's got to try and pick somewhere easy access.
Yeah.
Then you got to wait. Then you got to repack it back to the car. Then you got to go back to the shed and unpack it. So you're touching
Yeah.
the stuff like 4 to 5 times a day, and
Yeah.
you're like carrying those tables, and you're like, not again.
I can already imagine your insurance already. Because we had up hours about a lot, like just to get the big venues.
Oh yeah, to get the big
Yeah.
venues. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's where we're lucky. We don't really go to the bigger
Yeah.
venues. Ours
Yeah.
is just more the
Public
small
area.
public areas. Yeah.
I mean, our nature of work doesn't really require all that. I mean, it can. Don't get me wrong, but I think we just try to simplify it to make it most effective. But one thing for me, anyway, that I can imagine myself doing the same as you is our photo booth. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we have a lot of stuff in our photo booth, and yeah,
And how many times do you sit there beforehand and you go, oh, you know what, for this event, we're going to bring this, this, and this, and this, and this. And then on the day, you're like, yeah, no, cut that. We're going this, and that.
Yeah.
Because you get really tired in the end, or you just can't fit anything
Yeah,
in. And you're
yeah.
like, okay, we're going to have to throw some pillows out. We're going to have
because
to
you
throw
kind of
something
yeah,
out
because for us we kind of have to do it in like one trip or have two people to help us out.
to help you out. Yeah, because it's also not very easy sometimes to get to where you've got to get to. And that is one big thing that we always make sure, because it's a 2-hour setup
Accessibility,
that we
yeah.
need. And depending on that access to the
Yeah.
place, an hour of that can just be taking the stuff from the car into there.
Man, we're actually lucky that our photo booth
It's
is
still
what
quite
it is
small,
now
yeah.
compared to when my first generation one that I actually hand built. And then I hated it when I went to the venue and I forgot to check that they don't have a lift to go upstairs.
Oh, because you have to carry it.
I had to
then.
hand carry it, and then I was like struggling, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh no.
then I was like swearing away. It's like I'm not setting this up again. That's still sitting like somewhere. That I actually threw it away already.
It's
Yeah.
hidden somewhere.
Then I got someone to fabricate it on metal or aluminium.
That's a good
And then-
idea.
yeah.
I should talk to your people to do
Yeah.
one up for us, because all of our signs are like heavy wood, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's got to be compactable as well.
Yeah.
Easy compact.
You can actually get them designed in such a way that they fold in certain ways.
certain ways,
Yeah.
yeah. To fit into back of a Mazda 3 would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our next one that we're actually looking at
And to be
doing
carried
is
by
actually
one
to fold it
person.
into a case, rolling case.
Yeah, to make
a
it
good idea.
easier for whoever.
Yeah,
To set
because I
it
mean, there are times when we may have 1 or 2 people, or 3 or 4 people, depending on the size. But there have been times where it's been a big one, but it's just been one person,
Yeah.
and that's a lot to do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to always say, Ange and I used to always say, you don't need a gym when you work for another TV.
Yeah.
Our
It is a
first-
full day workout, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because we used to
Yeah.
have this little pallet for our coffee table, and even the trolley, like just a normal lie down trolley. And I remember right when we first used to start, we both used to lift the trolley up together, like, oh my god, I can't lift this. And now it's just like over the shoulder. We're like, what is this? All of a sudden we've got these muscles. We're carrying the pallet tables on our own.
Yeah.
Up over our
Wow.
shoulders. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
definitely has grown muscles doing this one. That's for sure.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, what would you say would be a difficult thing about Namaste? What is one of your challenges, and how did you overcome that?
Challenges. Well, I think there's a few challenges. The challenges is actually keeping going. That's a big challenge.
Motivation of it. isn't it?
Motivation
Yeah.
of it. But what keeps you going is like those moments that I said where you sit there in the car and you get to witness
Yeah.
true romance or true emotion.
The proposal.
The proposal, or even just that, the hug where the husband actually
Yeah.
really loves the teepee and gets into it and takes a
That'd be
photo.
great.
Yeah. And they see like what their wife's done for them or something
Yeah.
like that. And they get
That's cool.
Yeah. Because it's usually is most of the time the girl spoiling the guy. Usually it's the guy spoiling the girl if he's proposing. There hasn't been too
okay.
many guys just for the reason of it.
That's very true, actually. Yeah.
But that's a big challenge, especially when it's a hot day or a hard day.
Yeah.
You just don't think I can't keep going on this. This is going to be my last one. We're going to shut down, and then you get that like fullness of heart, and you just go, okay, this is why we do it. This is why we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you ask people for feedback online? Like,
Yeah, we do,
yeah,
and we
Google
get
ratings and
yeah.
stuff like that? Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
so we've got a lot, especially on our Facebook page. They give us a lot of ratings on there. Every now and then we'll do like a little question on Instagram.
I reckon you
What do
should
you wanna see
do a
from
lot
us?
more also on Google.
On Google.
Yeah, because with Facebook, you are kind of this is going to some SEO social media thing as well. Like you are bound to what Facebook do,
Yeah, exactly.
but whereas Google is a bit more wider range, where people search for certain like address and stuff like that. They can search and then they can look it up straight away.
And look it up, yeah.
Whereas Facebook, they have to actually go in,
That is true, yeah. They
Yeah.
have to go in and see it and stuff.
and then you
yeah.
might find someone that's not on Facebook. So yeah.
Well, that is, and I think like we find with the Facebook and the Instagram, you get completely different clientele.
Yeah.
So your
Yeah.
Facebook is one clientele, your Instagram is another clientele, and you have to make sure that you're talking to those right people the right way. You know what I mean? So,
Do you book people online?
do we book online? Yeah, we have an online booking system as well. So you can go on and just book it yourself, see all the packages, see all the photos and stuff like that. If we have any events or ticketing events, you can go and book your tickets
Oh, there you
through
go.
there as well. But of course, we're always open for any chats that you need to know. If you want a special quote for something, then we'll put it together for you and send it through.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, it is just sort of, it is still a small business, so it does mean that we are working in other jobs, so it does become hard. That is a big struggle, I
Yeah.
think, trying to find the time.
Very big struggle. I still get people messaging me at 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
Yeah.
It's like, can I have price, please? It's
And
like-
you really want to answer them, but you also really just want to close your eyes.
Yeah. There's a new function now. You can set the time when you reply.
When you're replying.
You
think,
can
yeah.
reply, but then it will
We have an automatic reply as
Yeah.
such, especially if we are actually out on doing a
Other
picnic.
stuff, yeah.
We click it onto that.
Yeah.
We try to reply back as quick as we can, but I mean, it's just unfortunate of the beast where you want to get to a point where you go, I want to make Namaste bigger and better than what it is, but I just don't have that time or energy
Capacity,
to do that yet. And so you have that mind game, and that for me is probably right now my biggest challenge.
Okay.
Wanting to make it because I've always been known as the balloon girl. Get an idea up here, someone grab the balloon, come back to earth, Rachel. So,
But that's where all great ideas start from.
Yeah, you make
Yeah.
it big and then you kind of cut back a little
Yeah,
bit.
you got to be able to sort of picture it and see whether if you can achieve it. There's
Yeah.
challenges there.
You got to have the idea first to even know that
Yeah.
you can do it. So, I just think the juggling though and that big decision. I've seen a few companies lately make that decision. And I'm in awe of them because it's a hard decision to make, to let go of your other kind of income that's supporting your life to make that jump and go into this.
Yeah. Took me 5 years to convince Andrea. There you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a hard thing. Especially, I think it's even harder for a creative field job because a lot of people sort of go, oh, it's a
There's
hobby.
a
or
lot
it's
of factors,
this."
to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I was actually very fortunate that the family side of it is supportive of it. They know that if weekend comes, they either if I'm working,
Mm-hmm.
then they have that flexibility on saying, if I'm not working, then we'll be doing our own family stuff.
And that is one big thing. I think you're probably hit the nail on the head there, especially for creative jobs.
Yeah.
Our weekends are gone, our Christmases are gone,
Yeah,
our
people don't realize that.
Yeah, our prices
and
reflects
your
that, that's the
partner
thing.
really
Yeah.
has to support you, and
Yeah.
like you're lucky. I'm very lucky. Like Ralph supports me.
It plays a mental part of it, though.
It
A massive mental
big
part
mental
of it.
part
Yeah.
because you're realizing you're missing out on other things where you really could
Yeah.
just be having a Sunday relaxing like everybody else, but you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
So. And it's
Cool.
hard, especially if you work,
Absolutely
full time throughout the week, and then you got to jump in and do night stuff, and then the
Yeah.
weekends are taken up, and you somewhere in the night see your partner,
Yeah.
that person lying in bed next to you, and you do want to spend time with them, but you just get so tired. So
That's true.
it's a juggle. It's just a juggle that you constantly have to keep deciding when's the time to make that jump.
Yeah. Okay. So Rachel, I guess we're kind of coming to the end of our podcast. Where can our viewers find you?
Online.
Online. So you can find us on Facebook and also on Instagram. Namaste TP. TP as in TIPI as well. And yeah, that's really our main two
Yeah.
places that you can find us.
Yeah.
Oh, and the links for our online booking are on both of our
Yeah.
pages.
We'll try and put a link online
Yeah.
on our description below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you check out Rachel.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, Rachel, it's been great to have you here. It's been great chatting to you and
It's been
getting your
heaps of fun
insight.
talking to
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
Heaps of
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
No.
We've
So
learnt a lot about each other.
yeah. So definitely come back, and for all those viewers, like definitely check out Rachel. Anyone for a date?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we'd love to have you here and stuff like that.
Thank you. And can
Yeah.
I just say, this is totally off the whim for you, but if anybody does book and they mention Iceberg 20, then they'll get 20.
Ooh.
They'll get 20%
Hey,
discount.
so there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. We'll put the code down and
Go
then
down
can
there
make
for you
it.
guys. There you go. It's totally off the whim.
Cool. Thank you for that.
Cool.
That's okay.
Oh my god. Thinking about it now. Thinking about,
Picnics galore is coming through.
because my parents' anniversary is coming up soon. I'm like,
Hey, there you go.
Iceberg
Nice.
20.
Referral.
Iceberg
I'm
20.
gonna use my own code.
Absolutely. Excellent. Well, thanks so much for having me, guys.
No
No
worries.
problem. Well, anyway,
Well, that wraps it up for today.
yeah.
So, with that,
We'll see you next time. See ya.